India. It's an identity card. In this lecture, we will look through the Constitution of India itself. The Constitution of India starts with the preamble to the Constitution of India, which is an introductory statement to the Constitution of India. Before that, I want to just tell you whatever I'm going to talk about. So that included in the objectives of this lecture. Why this topic and the objectives of this lecture and the objectives of this topic. Uh, Preamble to the Constitution of India. It introduced the learners with the preamble to the Constitution of India. So you will come to know about the preamble to the Constitution of India, which is a brief introduction to the meaning of the preamble to the Constitution of. There will be a brief introduction to the meaning of the preamble to the Constitution of India and the history of the preamble to the Constitution of India and the object and scope of the preamble. And then the lecture will deal with the controversial issues like whether the preamble to the Constitution of India is part of the Constitution or not. Preamble जो है वो Constitution का part है या नहीं है. ये जो controversial issues हैं और जो भी आए हैं अभी तक will deal with that in a way as to allow the students to form their own judgment in this respect. And by this way, will explain you, and then you can able to form your own judgment in this regard. And the lecture will focus on the importance of preamble. Will tell you what is the importance of preamble in the light of the analytical interpretation of the content of the preamble to the Constitution of India. In the light, will interpret each and every word of the preamble, and the analytical interpretations will be given to you. So you must develop the critical thinking, and this will help you to have an idea on some very crucial matters related to the purpose of the preamble. What is the purpose of the preamble? And the clarifications regarding the sources of the preamble and the ultimate sanctions behind it. And we'll focus on the questions related to the framing of the Constitution and clarify the core meaning of we the people. So you know the preamble begins with the we the people of India, we the people, who will clarify it. It will help you to understand the nature of the polity. And by this lecture on this topic, you will be able to understand the nature of the polity, which is sought to establish by the Constitution along with goals and objectives. All those things will be covered under this. This is the objective of this lecture, okay? So let's move on to this. What does it, preamble, what does it reads? So can any one of you read it? Rahatul,
Yes, sir.
can you read
We, the
this?
people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure all its citizens justice, social,
So here
economic.
have been, just a second, just a second. So here the opening line is what? We, the people of India, and another key terms, sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic. Yes, move ahead.
Justice, social, economic, and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution.
Okay. So this is the preamble. Is this original preamble when the first time implemented? So before moving on to that, you have to keep in the mind the keywords in the preamble. We, the people of India, then this sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, justice of which kind? Social, economic, political, liberty of word, thought expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of word, equality of status and opportunity. Why? To promote, for whom? To promote among them all. Then comes the fraternity. And when the constitution was enacted, everything is here in this preamble. So now this preamble is basically a very brief introductory statement of what we have been inserted in the text of the Constitution. It set out the guiding purpose. It set out the guiding purpose, preambles, its philosophy, and its ideology of the Constitution. It is setting out the guiding purpose, principles, philosophy, and ideology of the Constitution. It is, of course, not enforceable in a court of law. Preamble is not enforceable in the court of the law, but preamble is still a very significant part of the Constitution. So now we will see. Originally, the preamble describes the state as a sovereign democratic republic, but an amendment has come. As originally enacted, the preamble described the state as a sovereign democratic republic. But in 1976, 42nd Amendment Act, 42nd Amendment changed this to read what? Sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic. The first line having the change, and the new it becomes sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic. The two new words inserted in this line is socialist and secular. India was, of course, the socialist and secular before that, but it was not mentioned there. And then you will find only by this 42nd Amendment Act, the word unity and integrity were also added by the 42nd Amendment during the emergency. So in preamble, the word socialist, secular, unity, and integrity were added by the 42nd Amendment Act. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm asking to everyone if yes, yes, someone is saying
It is
something.
for
Yes,
sir, can
your
I say something?
yes, your voice is breaking. You can speak.
No.
Yes.
That this four came after 42nd Amendment. Social, secular, unity, and integrity. Inserted after 42nd Amendment in the preamble. I'm asking, sir.
Uh, I'm not able to hear you clearly. Can you write in the message,
Yes, sir.
Risangi?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you write in the message. Okay. And you check your this earplug setting. And the second thing, which is coming here, is the date of 26th January. So if you will look into this, you will find the date of the enactment and implementation. So before So now I will talk about the context in which preamble was formed. So listen it carefully, and whatever seems to you important, you must note it down. Uh, the major portion of the Indian Constitution, the major portion of the Indian subcontinent was under British colonial rule from 1857 to 1947. And why I'm considering 1857? Because before that, it was under the rule of East India Company. I will not go into that. Already I discussed about in the first lecture. The impact of continuous economic, political, and social exploitation during this period gave momentum to Indian independence movement, and India fought back to gain independence from the British rule. The movement culminated in the formation of the Dominion of India on 15th August 1947, along with the Dominion of Pakistan. After the attainment of independence, the people of India were looking for a government of their own to fulfill the aspirations they had cherished during the freedom struggle, as the leaders had promised that after the independence, India will have a government based on the ideas of democracy and justice. It was necessary to give a proper shape to these ideas and ideals. So this was the context for the formation of the Constituent Assembly, the preamble. And now we'll talk about especially the date 26th January. Why it was, why uh, having this date 26th January. But uh, okay, yes, Krisangi, have you written? Krisangi, am I audible to you? Yes,
Audible?
can you speak now?
Yes, sir, you are audible to me.
Yes, no, no, you was
Yes,
asking
I
some
was
question.
saying that. Yes, sir, I was asking question that after 42nd Amendment that four insert in our preamble, what was that? It's just, I am just asking. It's a socialist, secular unity and integrity. This
Yes,
came
yes,
after 42nd Amendment
yes,
in
of
preamble. Right?
1976.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Okay, sir. 1976. Okay. Thank you, sir.
So now I'm going to talk about this specific date, that is 26th January. The Constitution of India was adopted on 26th November 1949 and came into effect on 26th January 1950. Why? Proclaiming India to be a sovereign democratic republic. Why the date 26th January? Any specific reason behind this? The date 26th January was chosen to commemorate the Purn Swaraj Declaration of Independence of 1930. With its adoption, the Union of India officially became the modern and contemporary Republic of India. When the Constitution was enacted, then it became the Republic of India, and it replaced the Government of India Act 1935 as the country's fundamental governing document. To ensure the constitutional autonomy, the framers of constitution inserted Article 395 in the Constitution, and by this article, the Indian Independence Act 1947 was repealed. And on the day the Constitution came into effect, India ceased to be a dominant of British crown. So India no longer be the dominant of British crown. India became a republic. It became a republic of India on 26 January 1900. Which year? 50. So on which date the constitution was enacted? Just tell me.
26 November 1950.
19 when?
1949.
49.
49.
Okay,
49.
okay, 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 okay. And implemented on which date?
26
January
April
25th.
1950.
Okay. And who stated preamble is the identity card of the constitution?
So you said something Palki.
I'm asking.
लाल पालकी
इन्हें पास वाला
Yes. Yes, Hamad, you are correct. And already I talked about this. Okay, so now we'll talk about the Constitution of India. The Constitution of India, like that United States of America, is a monumental piece prepared by a statesman of great eminence and patriotism. The Constitution of India contained the founding principles of the law of the land, which would govern India after its independence from British rule. The Indian Constitution is the world's longest constitution. Do you know that?
Yes, sir.
The Indian Constitution is the world's longest
Constitution in the
constitution.
world.
What? The Indian Constitution is the world's longest constitution. At the time of the commencement, the Constitution had 395 articles in 22 parts and 8 schedules, and it took 2 years, 11 months, and 17 days to come into form.
No, sir, 18 days.
Okay, okay.
I studied, maybe I thought, but
India
I
celebrates
studied from the help of Google.
its 17. India celebrates the adoption of the Constitution on 26 January each year as a Republic Day. So we started celebrating this day as the Republic Day. The Constitution of India has an elaborate preamble. The preamble does not grant any power, but it gives a direction and purpose to the Constitution. It is giving a direction and purpose to the Constitution. It outlines the objectives of the whole Constitution. The preamble contains the fundamentals of the Constitution. The preamble sets out the main objectives which are attained through legislative acts and executive actions. Is it clear? Do you have any confusion till now?
No, sir.
Okay, okay.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, okay. So now I'm trying to explain you each and everything, very minute details. So you have very clear cut understanding. So now we'll talk about the preamble page. Along with the other pages of the original Constitution of India was designed solely by the renowned painter Deodhar Ram Manohar Sinha of Jabalpur. So you must keep in the mind the preamble page and the whole page of the Indian Constitution was designed solely by the renowned painter Deodhar Ram Manohar Sinha of Jabalpur. And you can look how it looks. So now I'm going to talk about the significance of preamble. What is the significance of that? The Constitution of India contains a preamble which explicitly had focused on the vision of the statement of post-independent India. The preamble to the Constitution of India, like some of the modern democratic countries of the world, is a brief introductory statement. It is a brief introductory statement. Or to say that it is like a preface of a book that highlights the guiding purpose and the principles of the document and focuses on the ideology of the constitution. It reflects the ideals and aspirations of Indian national movement. How? By adopting the secular, democratic, and so on, liberty, equality, justice, the preamble to the Constitution of India is a unique document. It is the soul and spirit of the Constitution. If you want to find the soul and the spirit of the Indian Constitution, you will find it in the preamble. It expresses the vision and mission of the Indian political leaders and the constitutional fathers. The preamble is the mirror of India's constitution. The preamble is the mirror of the India's constitution. It is the yardstick with which one can evaluate the merit of the constitution. So this was the significance of the constitution, significance of the preamble. Is it clear to everyone? The significance of the preamble.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we'll move on to next. The preamble to the Indian Constitution is based on objective resolution. It is based on objective resolution of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru introduced objective resolution on 13th December 1947, and it was adopted by the Constituent Assembly on 22nd January 1947. Many a times question comes, who moved the objective resolution? So it was moved by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. The drafting committee of the assembly, in formulating the preamble in the light of the objective resolution, felt that the preamble should define the essential features of the state. What all are the features of the state? It must be defined in the preamble and its basic socio political objective and philosophy. The committee adopted the expression sovereign democratic republic in place of sovereign independent India. They have given their preference the term sovereign democratic republic in place of sovereign independent India as used in the objective resolution, as independence word implicit in the word sovereign. The committee added the word fraternity, which was not uttered in the objective resolution. The need for fraternal concord was strongly felt, keeping in view the burning situation of the day, and thus the framers of the Constitution of India emphasized on ensuring fraternity among the people of India, irrespective of their sectoral differences, by a special mention in the preamble. In other respect, the committee tried to embody the preamble in the spirit of democracy, justice, equality, fraternity, and liberty, which were thus upheld as the core values of the Indian Constitution. The preamble of Indian Constitution reflects the basic structure and the spirit of the Constitution. It is regarded as the preamble serves as channelizing tool for the interpretation of the Constitution as a whole. The preamble acts as the preface of the Constitution of India and lays down philosophical ideas. It highlights the basic structure of the Constitution and thus considered to be an inseparable part. The preamble is significant because it highlights the type of society and the government it wishes to establish. So, till now, it's clear to everyone, or do you have any question or any doubt till now, or shall I move ahead?
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Sir, what you said about 22 January 1947, you said something about objective
Objective
resolution.
resolution, yes, and I explained this to you when I was explaining the Constituent Assembly. The objective resolution, I explained it, and this is based, the preamble is based on that. Whatever was mentioned there, by some changes in that, and in place of certain words rather than if you will look into the objective of this resolution, you will find in the objective resolution the word sovereign independent republic has been used, but the Constituent Assembly changed it with the word sovereign democratic republic, and you will find the word sovereign democratic republic in the preamble of the Indian Constitution, which sometime back was visible on in your screen and read by Rahatul. Is it clear? Rishangi.
Okay. Oh, yes, sir. Okay, sir. Got it,
So
sir.
you must, if you have any doubt related to that, or you are missing something, so you must look there. And if still having doubt, you may ask in the upcoming lectures. Okay. So now,
Okay.
yes. What about others? Others having any doubt? Tanmay, Hamad,
No, sir.
No, sir.
Asik Suryavanshi, Kanisk. Is Kanisk here?
No, sir.
Kanisk is not here. No, no, he must be here.
Sir,
Yes,
I'm here.
Kanisk.
Sir, I'm
Yes, yes.
no, no
Is it
doubt,
clear
sir.
to you?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay, okay. Yes, Akash, you were saying something. Kanika, are you here? Kanika, Lalam Kimi, Prince, Coffee. Is it
Yes,
clear?
sir. Sure.
Is it clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. So it's very difficult to take the name of uh, each one. So it's my request, if you have any doubt and if you are not able to understand anywhere, you can free to speak and free to ask. Is it clear to you? So now I'm going to talk about the purpose of insertion of a preamble. Why be inserted the preamble? Preamble states the objects which our constitution seeks to establish and promote, and also aids the legal interpretation of the constitution where language is found ambiguous. A study of the preamble helps proper appreciation of aims and aspirations embodied in our constitution. If you will read the preamble, then you will come to know the aim of the constitution and the aspirations which embodied in our constitution. Therefore, the preamble is regarded as the soul of the constitution, the basic essence. And now I'm going to talk about preamble to our constitution serves several purposes. So which purposes is going to serve by the preamble? I'm going to talk about that. The preamble to our constitution serves several purposes. What all are the purposes? Number one, it contains the enacting clause which brings the constitution into force. The date has mentioned a specific and on which date it has enacted and coming into force. It points to the basic of rights and freedoms which people of India intended to secure from themselves. It talks about the basic rights and the freedom. It focuses on the type of government and polity which is sought to be established in the country. Which type of the government will be there? Democratic, secular, republic, and the polity. It indicates the source from which our constitution derives its authority. So the constitution is deriving its authority from where? You will find the answer of this question in the preamble only. It's written, we the people of India. Preamble, anyone is trying to speak? Yes, who is this? Tanmay. Are you trying to speak something?
नो सर वो
Okay,
ये बोलने
okay,
वाला था वी द पीपल
okay. Preamble indicates that the ultimate source of the validity of and the sanction behind the constitution is the will of the people. So constitution is deriving its authority from where? We the people of India. It is the will of the people from the common masses. This assertion affirmed the republican and democratic character of the Indian polity and sovereignty of the people. The people of India thus give effect to the sovereign political body holding the ultimate power through their own government formed by their elected representatives. As regard the nature of Indian polity, the preamble to the Constitution declares India to be sovereign, secular, democratic republic. So you will find the nature of the polity. So if somebody asks, if I'm asking from you, what is the nature of Indian polity? So you will get the answer from there, the preamble. It's clearly written in the preamble to the Constitution. Is declaring what? It declares India to be sovereign, secular, democratic republic. This is the nature of the Indian polity. Sovereign, secular, democratic republic. The objectives and economic goals which the Indian polity has intended to establish are stated in the preamble. These are the social, economic, and political justice. Which kind of the justice the preamble is talking about? Social justice, economic justice, political justice. We'll explain all these terms one by one. The liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship. You have freedom to faith in any religion. In morning, suppose right now you are Hindu and you can become change your faith by Islam, Christianity, any other. It's yours. Equality of status and of opportunity. Everyone will get the opportunity and everyone is equal. And to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. So, is it clear to you the purpose?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. The constitutional status of preamble to the Constitution of India. What is the constitutional status of preamble? So I'm going to talk about that. It has been highly a matter of arguments and debates on the question whether the preamble should be treated as a part of a part of constitution or not. What it means, whether or not a citizen can challenge in the court of law in any case of infringement of any of its rights as have been mentioned in the preamble, whether they can approach to the court or not. If not, then whether the preamble is merely a preface or introductory piece of page in the book of our constitution. Regarding all those things, we'll look into the details. The two leading cases, the cases are more, we'll discuss all, but the two leading cases are there related to the preamble. Number one is Peruberi case, Iswananda Bharti case. You must have heard about that. If not, then now. And we'll explain these two, and after that, we'll explain the other cases. The fixed question, which I told you, whether you can approach to the court on the violation of the mentioned rights in the preamble or not, regarding that having the two major cases and others as well. First, we'll talk about these two cases. The vexed question whether the preamble is a part of constitution or not was dealt in the two leading cases on the subject. Number one is Beruveri case and Keshwananda Bharti case. Do we have time?
No, sir. From 11:30 we have another class.
Yes, sir.
So we'll stop the lecture here, okay? And tomorrow we'll begin from these two leading cases, the Beruberi and Keshwananda Bharti. Okay.
Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
for some students, attendance is not showing in iCloud.